Welcome to Got the Fire, where we interact and talk and have meaningful conversations with people in our community that are doing meaningful things. And I'm so excited to welcome Jennifer Magley. Jennifer, welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
We are really excited.
Fire.
We got the fire. So, Jennifer, you are a high-performance coach. You work with executives. You're a former Division I coach in tennis. You've played tennis professionally. You're a writer, a speaker, and founder of Open Gym Indy. And you're the mama to 2 boys. And I heard that you just ran 10 miles.
You heard that? Okay, so I had a client who challenged me to run 10 miles, and I just said 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and I changed out of my gigantic heels, and I did it. And I documented every mile on Instagram. It wasn't pretty, an hour and 31 minutes.
No prep, just out the door.
Yeah, just raw dogged it, yeah.
Raw dogged it. So today we're going to talk to Jennifer about Jennifer, and we're going to also talk about the role that positive values and courage can play in marketing and in our daily lives. So with that, let's get started. Jennifer, how you are a notoriously positive person, infecting people everywhere with your happiness and your style.
Oh, you're kind.
So
Thank you.
how can we maintain positivity and courage just in our daily lives? And for those of us that work in marketing and in marketing, how do we do that?
Yeah, I view courage as facing your fear. And I just happen to have a lot of fears. So I appear to be courageous most of the time. So, for example, I was supposed to go and speak in front of 1,200 women as a closing keynote. And I had never done that before. And I probably spent over, 12 hours finding shapewear before I went on stage so that I wouldn't be, so heavily critiqued. And I was successful in finding 3 pieces of shapewear, which I wore all at once.
All at once?
Yeah.
Nice.
So I definitely look for opportunities to put myself in an uncomfortable position.
Yeah.
And so that's what comes through with social media for me, is that I'm trying to just show, you know what, this is scary. It's scary to run 10 miles. It's scary to speak in front of people like this, but let's just do it.
It's interesting because being in a vulnerable position or an uncomfortable position can actually spur you on, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. I find that I'm probably at my best under pressure, but I think constraint really forces creativity.
That's really good. Tweet that, Taylor.
I think I may have stolen that from a venture capital guy.
So how does one, life happens to us all the time, right? John Lennon said, life happens when you're making other plans. How does one take one's life experiences, and really feel them?
Yeah.
And then channel them into something bigger and better?
I love that John Lennon quote. It reminds me of that amazing other quote of, everyone has a plan until they're punched in the face, which is from Mike Tyson. And I think that...
What up, Mike?
What up, Mike? Mike is a vegan. I do. Every time I talk about him, I always do this. This is like my second time sharing this, but yes, Mike is a vegan. But yeah, I think you try to prepare, you try to plan to the best of your abilities, knowing that you're going to fail. For example, in sales, I know that I just need, if I'm closing 1 in 3, I just need to collect my no's, right? So I'm going out, give me all the no's you've got, because that guarantees that I'm getting to a yes.
Play the numbers, yeah.
Yeah.
Who also did that? Colonel Sanders.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I think he made 700 presentations before he got a sale.
You know what? What's amazing about him?
Or maybe it was 3,000.
He literally would go into places and ask to use their kitchen to fry his chicken. Now that's bold.
Very bold.
That's bold.
And a good hat too.
Amazing hat.
So we're in a time where there is just a lot of contention and negativity.
Yeah.
What values should we have that maybe we're not even aware that we need to have in general to not only cope but thrive in an environment like this?
So I am under the belief that authenticity is key. And being authentic in every part of my life is so important. For example, if I'm not going to go and have a very impassioned political conversation at coffee with my friend, then I'm not going to make a very impassioned political statement on social media.
Right.
I'm not going to go ham sandwich on social, but be very passive, in my daily life. I want my social media to match my presence in person. And I find that the reason why there's so much contention is because people are not being the same person online as they are in real life often.
That's a great point. I feel like there are a lot of people that are very positive in real life, or they're non-confrontational
Right.
in real life.
Yeah.
But then, wow, they are very strong, aggressive people on social.
Yeah, I am very opinionated on this one, but I believe that social media is one of the laziest ways to be an activist or have an opinion.
Yeah, because
It's-
your shirt doesn't mean anything to me, frankly, right?
Yeah, well, it's easy to say, "Oh, yeah, I want to support your cause. I'll retweet it." But did you give any money before you did that? Most likely not, you
Yeah.
know. Or, "Oh, I really feel XYZ about this." Oh, you feel that way, but have you actually adopted any children that were unwanted? So for me, I don't go around asking those questions, but I just think to myself, if who is it that says this? It says, I create, I don't create by finding fault. I criticize by creation. So I don't criticize by finding fault. I criticize through creation. And that's one of my favorite quotes. I can't remember who said it. It might have been Cicero, Marcus Cicero.
Yeah, Cicero.
Marcus!
Yeah, you don't expect Cicero to have the first name Marcus.
No, it's like Marcus, like get back up in here. But I don't see her saying Cicero, get back. That's his mom that's speaking.
I think my main man, Mr. Gandhi, also said,
what did
be
Gandhi
the
say?
change you want to see in the world.
I have a bracelet that says that. I didn't wear it today, so apparently I'm not the I'm not the change today.
I like saying that Mahatma Gandhi is my main man.
Gandhi is amazing. And he's amazing. Did you read his autobiography?
I did not.
We're going on a little path here, but I was surprised when it came to his view on literacy within his marriage. His one regret was that he did not teach his wife how to read. And I'm like, you're Gandhi, dude.
What up, Gandhi?
What the heck?
Even Gandhi will fail you at times.
Yes, even Gandhi will fail you.
You can't have absolute hope in anything.
But I do wonder, though, what these icons would be like online on social media. Like, if they were using social media to get their point across, what does a Martin Luther King Jr. Insta look like? You know, what does a Gandhi tweet sound like? And we don't have that right now. We have a lot of polarizing views, but I'm interested to see who can continue to use their voice for change through social media and how they can transform social media.
Yeah, it seems like a natural for a company that's doing like IP management, you know?
Yeah.
Rights management for James Dean.
Right.
It's like a lot of drags from the cigarette.
Yeah, like how does that, and really what is the story and the narrative that would they create? I don't know. So we all have this amazing tool to use, and some people are using it to vent and kind of maybe be passive or express parts of themselves they can't verbalize, and other people are using it to just, you know, my hope is be their authentic self.
Now let's talk about courage. Right?
Yeah.
Courage and inclusive thinking. You know, so let's include all the people that matter.
Right.
And really all people matter. So how do we approach courage, and not just marketing, although I think for managing our businesses, for doing our daily work.
Yeah.
How does courage play into it?
For me, it is reaching out to people that I don't know, specifically through DMs, specifically through emails, literally using cold calling techniques, but in a tech way. So I'm hoping, I have hopes to be able to get past people that have gatekeepers in order to make a bigger influence and have a bigger impact. So I'm using social media as a communication tool rather than a popularity feature.
And I know when one of our conversations you mentioned that you use video
Yeah.
in direct messages on LinkedIn. How does that work?
Well, it's interesting. You have the opportunity they say a picture's worth 1,000 words, so a video must be worth 1,000,000, right? So you have a awesome chance to be able to get in front of a client or someone you don't know and just say, hi, this is Jennifer, would love to connect with you, or looking forward to our meeting. And so then they actually know who you are when they walk into the appointment, but then they also think, I haven't seen social media used this way yet.
Yeah. I've seen it in email sometimes. People will send you an intro video in email, but
Right.
LinkedIn, I think that's innovative. So who are you following? Who are you following on social?
I gotta say, I really like following Tracy Ellis Ross. And that's because she's Diana Ross's daughter, and she's an actress. And she just has a lot of, she has a lot of energy. And so every time I see her post, I think, God, this is so positive. So I follow a lot of people that are very, very positive. And then the thought leaders, I love Dr. Caroline Leaf, who does a lot of work with the brain and the mind. But those are pretty much the ones that people I don't know.
So taking that and just riffing with it on an earlier conversation, can we maybe all use the hide button more or the unfollow button more on Facebook. We got to be connected with X, Y, and Z. But you know what? They're too negative.
Yeah.
So we're going to maintain our friendship with them in a silent way. We're just going to unfollow them, and we're going to surround ourselves with a lot of energy and positivity.
So what's interesting about social media to me is that you're curating. You're curating the content that you want to consume. That's what I hate about television is I don't have control over that 30-second yelling car ad, right? So if I don't want to watch that on television, I can curate my content online. I think the most interesting thing when it comes to social media is that it has an immediate emotional impact on you. And I don't mind following people maybe that I don't agree with, but I'm also going online to be entertained.
Yeah.
So if it's not entertaining to me, then it's not something that I'm interested in.
That's good. So now let's talk a little bit about being real. We talked about authenticity.
Right.
Being real. So how, can being real and love, like loving particular people, loving all people in some way, what role can that play in our world today from a business standpoint, right? Does it have to be all buttoned up? Or can we let loose and say, you know what, I'm happy to be here, I love being here. How does that play into it all, keeping it real and loving people?
So for me, what helps me communicate that message is I choose to do everything in my life. I don't have to do anything. And when you think about it, I did an experiment where I was a server for a period of time. I wanted to test the universe and see, is this mantra true? I induce others to serve me by my willingness to serve others. So I became a server. And what you find out when you do those kinds of experiments is I was happy being a server because I chose to be there.
Yeah.
I didn't think I have to be a server. I have to do this. And when you realize that all of us have a choice to be where we are, that's where the love comes in.